Good day, this 78th day, meaningful moments, 365 days. It's really early today, and I had one of those evenings last night that was a little bit unexpected and absolutely certain that it was part of a call. And what I mean by that is, we have things that are in our heart and we put out a call. And then something comes our way. It's an answer to the call. And then we're called to do something. So it becomes like an appointment of some kind, meaning a moment that we must bring ourselves to that presence and be ready because we've been called. So the meaningful moment came as what I guess I sense as an appointment. A couple of days ago, I'd spoke about the discerning no and how, I have to be able to discern what I can honestly do or not, or whatever the situation is. And the other side to that is the discerning yes. I had said in that video a couple of days ago that I'm all about yeses. And I think for the most part that is true, but there are these pieces when we are honest with ourselves that we know we've put out a call. Perhaps it's something we would like in our job or a job, or perhaps it's something that we're working on in a relationship with our coworkers, with our relatives, with a friend, with a partner. Something perhaps that we're trying to, establish some purpose, something we desire, we're wanting to do. And then we set out for that to happen, or we're, wishing or praying or hoping for it to come, and then all of a sudden it shows up. And when it shows up, there are things that we must attend to or must bring ourselves to. And I think of that as the appointment that I was referring to. And in certain times, they will feel uncomfortable or maybe inconvenient. You know it because, at that moment, you might be ready to, let's say, rest. You've already done something today and you're ready to rest, or now you're ready to sit down and eat, or whatever that might be. And the discerning yes part of anything that comes our way is that in that moment when we feel, it's kind of like that gut punch part that I had talked about in another video clip on meaningful moments. But in that moment when we feel it in our gut, like, oh, I'm right here, right now, it's an appointment. Perhaps we even perceive it as a divine appointment. It might be, someone calls you and needs to speak with you. It might be that, how many times when we're raising our children that they come to us and out of the blue, all of a sudden we find that they need us in that moment. Maybe it's a partner that's needing something, that's come up for them. Maybe it's a coworker out of the blue that steps into, your office, or, you encounter them and all of a sudden they start telling you something that's part of their story. Whatever it might be, but in that moment, we know that we've been called. There's an appointment at that moment. And that's when we have to bring our full presence to that moment. And that's not always easy, because sometimes in that appointment, we might not feel as prepared. We might not feel quite ready to take that on. And it can be really tricky. And sometimes it's not pretty. Sometimes it might come out of the blue, kind of around the corner, and you think to yourself, oh, this is kind of messy. Or, I don't know if I really want to deal with that. Maybe it feels ugly. But whatever that is, pretty, ugly, wonderful, scary, whatever it is, the fact that you meet that appointment right then and there is a testimony to you being able to answer the call and the reliability in being called upon. And that presence is something that, we can't put a parameter around that. It's just showing up for that appointment, whatever that might be. So that's the other side of the discerning no, the discerning yes, the calling, the being called, and being at that appointment, showing up, fully present. Today, if you've experienced some moments like this, which I'm sure we all have, or you're going to go out in this day, or even in your home, because it'll come in all kinds of ways, know that you're ready. Know that the moment that you attend that appointment, fully with your presence, you've done your work with a full heart. Blessings upon you today. Aho.